Hey, I'm Hazel Scott, and you've grooved into Trailers from Hell. After serving as an uncredited executive producer on Bertrand Tavernier's incomparable Round Midnight, Clint Eastwood took a more active role for his next venture into jazz, producing and directing Bird, a biopic of the legendary bebop master Charlie Yardbird Parker, considered by many to be the greatest alto sax player of all time. It falls clearly into the labor of love division, as even Warner Brothers knew it was never going to be a big moneymaker, but he'd made them so much dough that they felt he could be indulged for an occasional passion project, especially as he kept the budget to $9 million, very reasonable for a period piece that runs 161 minutes. Alas, it barely made back the cost of the prints. And Clint, being the honorable fellow that he is, felt so bad about this that even though he'd said no more Dirty Harry movies, he offered to do a new one to make up for it. And thus came the Deadpool, one without Ryan Reynolds. Still, it was a small price to pay for an absolute masterpiece of musical filmmaking, especially as, thanks to the magic of the nascent digital sound technology, the music of Charlie Parker was played by Charlie Parker.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the man of the century.
It may be commonplace today, but back then, stripping Parker's solos out of their original recordings, cleaning them up and mixing them with newly recorded backing was a revelation, and it helped earn the film an Oscar for Best Sound, the first ever for an Eastwood film. That's Samuel L. Wright, delightful as Dizzy Gillespie. And that's the great Diane Venora as Bird's wife Chan, who opened her vaults to Eastwood. I never understood why Venora didn't have more of a career. She is always fabulous. Forrest Whitaker is terrific in the title role. He won the Best Actor award at Cannes, which at one point had been intended for Richard Pryor, who knew a thing or two about addiction. Joel Oliansky's script doesn't shy away from Bird's own issues, though it isn't overly dwelt on. As Chan herself notes at one point, he's a good provider. Eastwood actually saw Parker live as a teenager, and it certainly had an impact on his lifelong love of jazz. Alas, as with Round Midnight, this trailer spends way too much time on the drama and not enough on the music, figuring, perhaps correctly, that jazz fans would already show up. Sadly, apparently nobody else did. But do seek it out for yourself. It's a tremendous film on many levels, and as I told Clint myself the one time I met him, it's one of his all-time greatest, and he replied, "Yeah, we had a lot of fun making that." And you'll have a lot of fun watching it.
Charlie Yardbird Parker, a man who knew no boundaries. Bird, produced and directed by Clint Eastwood.